Hi YouTubers, welcome to one of my videos. Today I'm down the storage where the Talbot Express is, and I'm going to attempt to change the belts, the auxiliary belts. And I left home and it was grey, but it wasn't raining. I've just arrived at the site and it started to rain, so it's about 3 or 4 mile trip to get here, and I'm going to be working in the rain. Lovely. First job to do is to remove the spare wheel, which means undoing that centre bolt there and this piece of wood I've made, then remove the spare wheel carrier. So I'll see if I can get that done. There's lots of people actually done this recently, changed the belts, but I'm going to do a video regarding it. And 13mm bolt there, 13mm nut there, and this spare wheel rack comes off. Just those two. Next job after that is remove some of the hoses on the air filter, and you can see I've got new Jubilee clips, so that's going to be easy. And so this rack comes off just like that. I'll put that in the back of the car. Now on my motorhome, this plastic shield above the belts was broken, and I've made these metal reinforcement brackets to go to it, and although I fitted it, it's a bit awkward to actually get it off, and it means undoing this here and the other bolt, and I've got to do that next if I can find my 13mm spanner. Now here we have the belts, and they're all going to be changed. False economy if you don't change them all. And you buy a set of 4 belts for £16 and the £20 including VAT and delivery, which makes sense. So I've got to work out how you loosen the air pump first, and I watched a few videos, and it means laying underneath, I think, which on a wet day, I don't really want to do that, but I'm going to have to. So it's probably that bolt there, and it's got a nut on the other side, and there'll be a tensioner probably underneath, so I can remove the first belt, which, gosh, that's very loose. In fact, yeah, let's get on with that. You need a 13mm spanner to undo that one and that one, or a socket, and 17mm for the slide bar, and another 13mm sort of nut and bolt to slacken it off completely. And here's the belt, and I'll just bend it. I don't know what you can see. I'll take some still photos. That is fucked. So I'm glad I'm doing this. And I don't know whether they're the originals, but they definitely want changing. Now straight away I've hit a problem. I managed to get the pulley off, and I've got 3 of the belts off, but this thing here is absolutely solid. I can't turn it with my hand, this thing. So whether that nut's been overdone, I don't know. I'm going to see if I can undo it, this thing. It's a bit like chicken and egg working on this. There's things like the vacuum pump for the brake bolt has to come out, so you can get a socket onto the alternator top bolt, and I was being silly about this down here. Of course that's connected to the camshaft. I'm so used to the pulleys being driven from the end of the crank, I got totally confused. Anyway, that's the first belt on. Definitely needed doing, and I've got to just tension up the alternator bolt so it don't rattle, because they rattle if they're loose, so I've got to do that from underneath. And then I should be able to fit the twin belts and the pulley, and then I should be able to get it all back together. Fingers crossed. Well, all the new belts are fitted, and I've tensioned up this one. I don't know whether that's too much, I don't know. I haven't done that one yet. I don't know whether I've ever done that one. But I'm sure it'll wear down. We'll see. It's a fair old pressure, you know, on that water pump from all these belts. I don't know whether that's... it flexes about ½ inch on the belts. Apart from that one. Right, so let's get the vacuum pump tightened up and then it's reassemble. Well, it's on. Belts are on, tensioned, and they certainly they certainly needed doing. And when I get home, I'll take some photographs of them and I'll show you what sort of condition they're in. Just got to get the spare wheel carrier and the spare wheel back, and yeah, it's not too bad. I've no idea what the time is, but and I've been, fingers crossed, the weather's been very, very kind to me. Yeah, it's been a bit of a struggle, but getting there. All done. Spare wheels back in, belts changed. Quite pleased with that. What I will do though, in a few days, I shall check the tension on them all. You know, when I've driven it for a while. One thing I will say, I don't know whether your motorhome suffers from this, but whenever I come to check the spare wheel or open the bonnet, it lays in water, and the water gets in it somewhere. I don't know how, but what I've done, I've bought a spare wheel cover. It's only about £4, and I'm going to put a spare wheel cover on in the engine compartment, providing it's not going to get caught up in any of the belts or anything. Future jobs is some of these old hose clips here. I've changed some of them as I've gone, but that one there's particularly not good because it seems to be blowing oil out the breather. What else is there? Oh, I think that's it. Dynamo's charging. Yeah, and it's raining. Well, I'm home now and it's absolutely pissing with rain. Excuse the tannoy in the background. There's something happening at the football fields. Look at it. It's chucking it down. Okay, I'm in the kitchen at the moment and I'll try and show you the belts. This is one of the 825 belts. There's two of these. I don't know if you can see the cracks on the inside. That's an 825 belt. There's two of those, and they drive the water pump. Oh. See it? Absolutely cracked. Wouldn't take much for that to snap. What's this one? 600. I can't remember which is which. This is another one of the belts. If you look closely where some of the teeth are, there's cracks between the teeth. Not very good there. Probably there you can see them the best. The light's not very good in here as it's pissing with rain. But that's cracked. And the last belt, what's this one? Yeah, that's similar. Somebody's trying to take it with a camera. There's cracks between the teeth. And there's fraying that one as well. See it, it's fraying. So they needed doing. I'd also like to thank a guy called Paul Glover Talbot Owners Club, Talbot Express Highlander 2 he has, and he done a video which is far better than mine replacing the belts. So give him a thumbs up and also watch his video. And there's also another guy, but I can't remember his name at the moment, but I'll try and find his site. Now his site is TTXELA. I think his name's Alex. I'm not sure. And his video is more detailed again about changing these belts, and it's called Motorhome Squealing Belts Problem. So if you look him up as well, and I'll give both of them a good thumbs up because they really helped me in doing this. My video is very amateurish compared to these guys, but thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like. Home is where you park it. Please subscribe and like.